Please welcome to the stage, Mike Zakarian.
Well. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. It's Tuesday. Back to our regularly scheduled programs. It's actually been a full-ass week since we've done the NBA bit, right? Because I was off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then yesterday we were over on Playback checking out a little Team USA versus Greece. So shout out everybody that came over and watched that. That was a lovely time. We had a fun one today. We're going to talk some Giannis. We're going to talk some FIBA. We're going to talk some young NBA stars, what it means to be a world champion. So we get a lot of fun stuff. I'm excited to be back. Who do we got in the streets this morning? Sneeps is here. All right. So there's a lot of drama in the chat this morning about what type of day are we celebrating today. Steve says International Day Against Nuclear Tests. We love that. Happy International Awareness Day. That's great too. And that's broad enough that it also covers what Sneeps was saying. Snoopaloop's out on the Giannis conversation, but he says Happy National Chop Suey Day. So there's a lot of different stuff going on. Jump shoots in the chat. We get the comment here. Stubbs here. Hugo's here. DC1. Patrick up early. T-Man's here. Matic. Veronica. We got Baston in the streets. J.E. Skeets is up, and Adam getting ready for O Canada, right? A normal showtime and location. We love it. And we the people's here. So do me a favor, like the stream, subscribe, do all of that stuff. All right, I actually want to start with this just so I can get it out of the way, because I'm turning into an old man. I think that's what's happening. I'm turning into an old man. I now understand how people's takes change as they get older. Like I feel like, I'm not going to go that direction, but let's start. We're going to start with the video that everybody, including, it got Tyler Hero to tweet. So let's start with little Noah Lyles.
World champion of what? The United States? You know, the thing that hurts me the most is that I have to watch the NBA Finals and they have world champion on their head. World champion of what? The United States? Don't get me wrong. I love the U.S. at times, but that ain't the world. That.
You know what I love about this so much? First of all, I love that was prepared. That felt like a stand-up speech, a stand-up set, excuse me, or like Peter Griffin. You know what grinds my gears, right? It was a lot of that energy, and I feel like this comes up every 3 or 4 years, maybe anytime there's any sort of international thing. I totally get it, right? Like, why are we calling Major League Baseball the world champs? Why are we calling? I get it. But let me ask you this. Who cares? One way or the other, who cares? Who cares? Like, I understand the NBA side of things. Oh, it's the best players in the world. And then on the other side, people are like, well, it's actually just the United States and Canada. It's very disrespectful to Spain. It doesn't affect anything. It doesn't. I maybe, again, this is like an old man take now. I just don't care. I found everybody annoying yesterday. I found that annoying. I found the tweet on please. Somebody speaking up for the international game. I found that annoying. I found Tyler Hero annoying, Kevin Durant annoying. I found it all annoying. So who cares? Who cares? That's like, yeah, it's like when people reply to it. Well, like if somebody's getting dragged in a tweet and then they reply fixing their grammar. That's exactly what it was. That's exactly what it was. It's just like, it's actually you're, not you are, you dumbass. Like that's the same energy of that entire conversation. That entire conversation. Oh, yeah. Team Hold World Champion. There we go. Baston. All right, let's go. Let's get the international perspective. Mike says this is exactly how the rest of world views U.S. perspective of their domestic sports. Probably. I get it. It's annoying. It's annoying. We shouldn't be calling them. I get it. But does it matter? Does it matter? Like when they say the NBA world champs, is there someone in France saying, no, succulent blah? Like, no, why? Why are you that mad? And you know what? If you are in France, maybe you should look at what Nicolas Batum, Rudy Gobert, and everybody else is doing in your country and maybe get out of the group stage, huh? The group of death, my ass. France got smoked. We thought it was going to be like, ooh, who's going to get through? France or Canada? Maybe Latvia? Nah, France. France got 1 W against Lebanon and then out. Embarrassing. Superloop says, I think we need Team Hold Brandon to get off my lawn chair. Yeah, I go, okay, does this take suck? Do you guys really enjoy that conversation? It was like, good, man. This is good. Good back and forth. I think we're all learning something here. I walked away from Tyler Hero's tweet and I'm like, maybe the NBA basketball players are the best in the world. Who cares? Yeah, people saying we need a Tyler Hero drop. Fine. I'll give you a Tyler Hero drop. Where is it? Where's our friend Hero? Torb in Germany. There we go. Shout out Germany. The Germans. You got big W over Australia. Although I didn't pay attention to how you did today, or is that tomorrow? I can't remember when you play your next game. How far is the Rudy Gobert stock drop? You know what? Instead of doing that, you know what we'll do? How about Karl Anthony Towns stock to the moon? Huh? Catman shows up for the Dominican Republic and they sweep the group. There was a great video of him celebrating with the fans afterwards. I love this, man. I love the FIBA World Cup. International play is the best. It really is. Even if it's like sports I don't really care about, I will get jacked up for international play. I just think it's cool. I don't know. What we love a little patriotism, Let's see. Tesla in the chat says the thing that the best team in the NBA would beat the best team from any other country's league. So they are technically the world champs. We just don't need to witness the beatdown. It's assumed. Yeah, right. I mean, no, I don't know. Whatever. I just think we're arguing semantics. But anyways, the Karl Anthony Towns stuff is awesome. His stock to the moon. The DR sweep. And so they actually have a pretty good, if you look at the brackets, they have a pretty good path to honestly match up against the United States in just a week or so, which would be fire. Because I would love to see Karl Anthony Towns against the United States. Patrick, good morning from California. Good to see you. Hope you're sleepy. But yeah, that's been fun. I don't know. Do we want to just do a little FIBA roundup? Lauri Markkanen and the Finns got knocked out. Japan got knocked out. France got knocked out. Those seem to be some of the dominant teams that got removed from competitive play. United States has continued to cook, even though they've looked sloppy in both first quarters. Top shot comment man for Oshie. Josh Green with 15 points and 4 rips. There we go. I'm so excited for knockout stages. So we have there's only one game left, I believe, in today's action, right? So Canada tips off at 9:30 against Latvia. Both of those teams 2-0, which is kind of fun. And then tomorrow will be the last day of group play, and then we will move on to the knockout rounds. But it all happens. It happens pretty quickly, which we love that. Snoop Loop says, who else is on the DR? I actually don't know if they have any other NBA players. I'm unclear if that is the case. Anyways, I don't know. Any other FIBA takes that have been exciting? When I found out France had nothing to play for, their performance made a little more sense, says Tesla. So Tesla is referring to the fact that France is hosting the next Olympics. So because they're the host team, they automatically have a bid into the into the Olympic Games, right? But I still think, because for those that don't know too, like part of FIBA, I believe it's like the top 7 finishers in the World Cup automatically qualify or something like that. I don't know the specifics. No, we actually moved to a second group stage after Wednesday. Let me. Oh God, I was just reading this too, and I thought I had it down. We have a second group stage on Wednesday. Okay, I apologize. Second group stage on Wednesday. Because we got to narrow it down. We got to narrow it down before we get all the way out. But anyways, France does technically qualify for the Olympics already. But I still think they wanted to not get smoked by Canada and Latvia. I think the Canada, I think the Canada loss, not to be expected, but I do think they wanted to beat Canada. I think the Latvia one was pretty surprising, especially because Latvia was without Kristaps Porzingis, which is crazy. Second group stage starts Friday. Okay. So Thursday is a day off to rest. Thursday's a rest day. And then Friday we're back at it. I guess, listen, guys, first day back. All right. First day back. We're a little rusty. Top 2 from each region advance to the Olympics, I think. Look at, all right. I'm relying on the chat to do research, which is what you've come to expect here. All right. So the Giannis, you guys see the Giannis from a recent interview with the New York Times? I wonder I can't tell how much not legitimacy is behind it. They're obviously legitimate quotes. I can't tell if people really think this is a story or there's not a lot going on right now in the NBA space. Right, we get the World Cup, but there's not really a lot of chatter around. Like the Dame stuff is quieted down. James Harden hasn't called anybody a liar in like 2 weeks. And I can't tell if they saw those quotes and they were like, holy crap, this is real. Giannis is probably on the move. Or if it's more of just like, we got nothing to talk about. So everybody, let's do a podcast, right? Sam Amick, fire up a podcast on The Athletic. Hoop Collective, fire up a podcast. Sam Vecini, like everybody had something to talk about, myself included. It's in the thumbnail. I can't really tell, but either way, I love the idea. If it's all right, regulator says he's gone. Bucks are getting too old to compete. I don't know. I think I'm of the mindset that this is probably LeBron-esque. Remember like LeBron when he was on the Cat? He's always just like signing 1-and-1s and constantly like forcing the front office to like trade picks. Let's go get Kyle Korver. That's the missing piece, right? I wonder if that is what Giannis is doing, where he's just saying like, listen, I want to compete year in and year out. I'm one of the best players in the planet right now. We should be competing for titles every single year. I'm going to do my part. I need the front office to do their part. I would like to think that's what he's doing, and I'm fine with that. Like, dude, fuck the front office. Like, make them sweat it out. I'm fine with that. Let me catch up on the chat. We the people said Giannis said years ago he would want to be a Bull, but I don't see that happening because why would you? Giannis went from this is not a failure to quitting on his team, another victim of the Miami Heat. All right, relax. And Tesla, last one says, I think it's a story since it's a small market team. Can they sustain spending at the level Giannis demands? Yeah, I mean, they obviously are going to win 50 plus games this year and are going to compete, right? Obviously, you look at the rest of the Eastern Conference, you look at the supporting cast of all of those dudes on Milwaukee, the Middleton, Drew Holiday, like they're going to compete. It is like weird thinking what it looks like 2 or 3 years from now. And like, how do you turn? Because like Middleton's an aging asset. Drew Holiday is also like whispered, hey, maybe I'll never play basketball again after this contract. So like, how do they rebuild? Because we haven't seen free agents be like, where I want to go? Milwaukee, right? No one has like made their way to Milwaukee. I guess Bobby Portis is the best example of that. And I think sometimes in the league, they're like, well, dude, who wouldn't want to play with Giannis? That's where all the free agents are going to go. I think we've seen that conversation with Nikola Jokic a little bit. I think Bill Simmons brings it up all the time. If I was a free agent, the one guy I'd want to play with, Nikola Jokic. We still haven't seen anybody do that. Right? We still haven't seen anybody be like, oh, I do want to go to Denver. It's the same landing spots every single time. So I'll be curious to see how, because they don't have a ton of trade assets either, right? All of those picks went to New Orleans a while ago in the Drew Holiday deal. Although I'll be honest, I don't know how many of those picks they still have left. So I don't really know what their pathway forward is after this year, Has Milwaukee had any cap space though? Drew, Middleton, very expensive. No, that's true. Well, and I mean, I guess to counter my own point, I don't know how many times free agents hit the market anyways, right? It feels like all of those deals are done prior to those like solid players hitting free agency. But I'm thinking even of like I mean, I guess we didn't really have any buyout guys either, but those like cheaper guys, right? That are just like, I'm just taking a 1-year deal. Give me like 3-5 million. That should have been 3 to 5 million, not 3-5, but 3 to 5 million. Let's go get a championship. We haven't seen that. Jay Crowder, that's the best example. I guess Bobby Portis kind of did that, right? Portis probably could have gotten money elsewhere, and he was like, let me stay here. But I don't know. I don't really know. I mean, in the two rumored spots, right, of teams that would obviously be interested, is New York and Chicago. And I mean, Chicago, I don't know what the hell Chicago's doing. Why did I just censor myself there? I don't know what Chicago's doing. Like, I don't really know how they're prepared to make a move like that. New York, on the other hand, right? Like we've already done the New York thing because we were talking about Donovan Mitchell, and then we talked about Joel Embiid, and now we're talking about Giannis. So they absolutely have assets to like make something like that work. In New York and Chicago, the reason those two make the most sense to me, and I said this on Playback yesterday, I don't see a world in which Giannis goes to another spot that already has that guy. Like, I don't see him being Kevin Durant going to Golden State with Steph Curry over there, you know? I don't see him be like, imagine Giannis and Luka. I don't see him going to Dallas, and I know Regulator or Mike just said something about Dallas, which I'll get to. I don't see him going to going to a team that already has that guy there. And Chicago and New York are both like bigger market cities, bigger market teams, excuse me, that don't have that guy right now. No disrespect to Jalen Brunson. I'm sure the Bing Bong boys are going to lose their damn mind right now. Like, how dare you, dude? Jalen Brunson is him. He is him, right? But he's not. He's like really good. But Giannis would be like the guy on the team. And I mean, I guess you could say that for almost every single organization in the league. But anyways, I don't know. I kind of want to see Giannis in Milwaukee. I like the idea that, you know, maybe Luka stays in Dallas this whole run, right? Jokic stays in Denver his whole run. Giannis stays in Milwaukee. Steph stays with Golden State, right? It's kind of this like new era. No brand deal for new era. We get a hat here, but a new era of like those types of guys staying with their squads. Sneep says Giannis to the Kings. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? Mike says might be a dumb question, but why do so many players go to Dallas? I don't know. I mean, I think there's something attractive about Mark Cuban. Excuse me, you know, just being a hot, sexy fit. No, I think people like him. Like he's this kind of gregarious owner who people go out there. Like he spends money, right? He spends money. People like that. Although you look at how many like players he has surrounding Luka right now. I don't know if he spends that much money, but there's that. And then there's also no state tax. And players love that. Players love not paying a state tax. Tesla says, still don't understand the David Griffin thing. Doesn't seem like Giannis gave his, the AJ Griffin. Sorry, the coach. I thought we were talking about the new coach. Gave his blessing on that hiring, unlike the initial reports. Does he feel franchise jaded? Franchise isn't involving him in talks. I don't know. I didn't really get that. I didn't really get that from that piece that he was out on the AJ Griffin hire. Is it no Adrian Griffin? Excuse me. God. I didn't really get that from that. Did you guys? I didn't really get that from that. It did sound like though that like there were some extracurriculars going on in the Budenholzer era, and that maybe people weren't super stoked throughout last season, and maybe there was a little bit more unrest. I mean, you had the Middleton thing, right? Middleton missed a ton of time for Milwaukee last year, and then he came back and he wasn't really ready. He missed more time. So I don't know. Also, people were mad about the Mets hat. Yeah, that was a giveaway. I was walking the dog in the park like a couple weeks ago, and they just were giving out that hat. There was some truck giving out hats, and I'll take it. I'll take a Mets hat. I don't know. I think if I was a betting man, I think Giannis stays in Milwaukee. I would like to think that this is more of a leverage play. I mean, I understand him wanting to go win championships, but how many teams are poised to have a better championship run in the East, you know? Like, I mean, the Celtics right now are the championship favorites, which is insane to me. But I mean, they should be like one of the favorites to come out of the East. But overall, maybe it's because they think the East is that bad. But when you look at the Eastern Conference, right, no one's scared of the Sixers anymore. It's like if Miami gets Dame, sure, but they haven't yet. Let's remind everybody that Dame's not on Miami yet. But you're just battling Miami and Boston, and that's it. That's it. So as long as they're able to continue to move pieces in there, I don't know. Coach Bud is the real reason Harden wants out. Coach, you mean Giannis? Wait, what do you mean? Is Coach Bud on the Sixers staff with Nick Nurse? Did I miss that? I'm Coach Bud. I'm taking some time off. I am taking some time off. I don't know. Any other Giannis takes that you guys feel like you need to get out into the ether before we pivot to a little something? I'm going to try to end the show at 9:40 Eastern. We're going to go 40 minutes today because I want to watch Canada. I want to watch the Canada game. So I think that's going to be a fun one. I want to see who's trying to win the group. And then I also have to do homework on what the hell the second group stage is. I'm so embarrassed. It's embarrassing. But we can go back to that. Let's take our first break, and then we'll dive into something that I was toying around with yesterday. First break, let's do
Today's NBA bit is brought to you by So Rare. Daily fantasy sports is annoying. Constantly paying attention to injury news, who's starting, who's sitting, and just having to remember to enter your lineups each and every day. With So Rare, you just have to enter your lineup once for each game week. And instead of having to pay an entry fee each time you enter a contest with So Rare, once you buy your cards, the tournaments are free. Each game week, you'll have a chance to win more card rewards to bolster up your roster. And this year, So Rare is introducing cash prizes. So sign up for So Rare today using the link in the description, and they'll start you with 20 free common cards. And by using our link, once you buy 5 cards from auction, they'll give you a 6th one free. So sign up for So Rare today and see if you can take down Mike Sorarian.
Snoopaloop. So he says, not sure where we would go. That's a better roster after you. Well, I don't think it's about the roster. I think it's about him not signing an extension, right? And if he doesn't sign an extension, it puts pressure on Milwaukee to make some moves to bolster the roster up. And if they don't, when this contract runs out, he probably makes a move, or Milwaukee panics and they're like, shit, Giannis is leaving. So we have to get at least something from him, even if it's like 30 cents on the dollar, like what we're seeing happen with Dame, for instance, Here we go. What do you think on the crackdown on injury management will be this year? Fine, suspension. I think it'll be like, do you remember when the NFL, they did something on pass interference? I think there was some sort of rule change. They started calling pass interference all of the time. It was like insane for 6 weeks. I remember there was a Monday night game between the Packers and the Seahawks, and there was a bullshit call that that won the game for the team. This was like 4 or 5 years ago, maybe. I think it's going to be like that. I think they will crack down on it in October and November, maybe into December. Christmas Day comes, and then it's like, okay, cool. Play on, players. I think as long as people aren't, ducking all the big national television games, I don't think it's going to be a problem. Honestly, I think you'll see maybe there'll be like a couple of fines. People get hit in late October, early November, and then I doubt we see anything else. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's kind of my take. Chet plus Jalen Williams and 5 picks for Giannis. Who says no? The Thunder. I think the Thunder say no to that. I think they'd do Chet and 5 picks, but I don't think they'd give up both of those guys. I can't wait. I'm gonna get a good guest to talk about the Thunder in the next couple of weeks. I'm really excited about it. But I'm all aboard the Thunder train. And just remember, we've been pumping. Well, not as long as Skeets. Skeets should get the record for the SGA pumping, but we've been pumping SGA and the Thunder for a while, and now all of a sudden it's starting to bleed into other people's podcasts. We were here first. We bet on Chet at plus 850 to win Rookie of the Year. All right. Whew. Okay, let's go. Let's talk. So I was speaking of SGA. There we go. This is a good pivot. So I did a little tweet. And for those that aren't following me on Twitter, this is a new thing that I started doing where I tweet something out the night before, and then I'm like, you know what? We should talk about this tomorrow. But here we go. So I put together a little list, and I'm curious how people have, like, not a lot of people wanted to fight. So that makes me think that I'm kind of close. But I put together a little list of the top 10 guys that I would like to start a franchise with tomorrow or today, whatever day you want it to be. And you can't include this year's rookie class. No Wemby, all right? No Wemby or Scoot, all right? They've had to have played basketball already in the National Basketball Association. So here we go. This was my top 10 list. Let me blow this up a little bit. So I put it like, I tried to keep them super young. However, like, 27, 28, you're still just like entering your prime. So I feel like if you start a team, anyways, let's just do the list. Number 1, Nikola Jokic. I started with Jokic because, again, I think you put him on any team, they win 50 games right away. You put Jokic on any team, he makes everybody else around them better. They immediately compete. We saw what he did with Facundo Campazzo, Austin Rivers, and the Clubhouse Kids or whatever. I don't know. So there you go. Nikola Jokic, number 1. Number 2, I had Giannis. And which, again, who cares? Everybody gets it. Everybody knows why Giannis is number 2. He can do it on the offensive end, the defensive end. I guess the one difference between Nikola and Giannis is that, well, I don't know. Maybe you would disagree, but Giannis is obviously better defensively, but Jokic can handle the ball. He can initiate his own offense, where Giannis plays like bully ball. That's kind of his offensive game. He needs someone else getting there. Luka, I had number 3, and I know people slowly coming out on Luka. Heliocentric. You can't win like that. I'm watching him win with Slovenia right now with the younger or the different Dragic bro. So I still think Luka. You put Luka on any team, and they're going to win a bunch of games, right? He's already made a Western Conference Finals run. They flamed out last year. I don't know. I still am. I'm still pro Luka. He's still so freaking young. And he's getting better and better. He's getting in better shape. I don't know. I'm still taking Luka 3 there. Number 4, the Canadian, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, finally coming in his own. Made first team All NBA last year. I feel like he's going to finish top 5 MVP this year. I think we're going to see SGA finish top 5. Tesla says hot take: Luka is hardened without trade demands. Luka is hardened without trade demands, without quitting on basketball teams, without all of the extracurriculars. You could say that, but I think that's a huge difference. I'm not concerned about Luka ruining and crippling an organization. James Harden was like, "What if I do it not 1, not 2, but 3 times?" That's the biggest difference. But anyways, I like SGA number 4. I think that's maybe a hot take. I think some people would still take Jason Tatum ahead, but I like SGA. Just does so much and can score in so many different ways. A little bit younger. I like SGA. Then I went Jason Tatum, hometown cooking. Does it on both ends, offensively, defensively. First team All NBA. He's awesome. We love Tatum. Anthony Edwards, the Ant-Man. Okay, maybe, am I reaching here for Ant-Man? Am I reaching for Ant-Man at number 6? Am I drinking too much Anthony Edwards hype from what we saw in the World Cup and what we saw in the exhibition games leading up? I just think he's super young and he's starting to ascend. Hold on. Tesla says you don't win with him. Harden does it in the open. Luka behind the scenes. So I disagree. I disagree with that. But Tesla, the other thing I will say, you're comparing a dude who's what? How old is Luka? Is Luka 24 or is he still 23? Hold on. How old is Luka Doncic? He's 24 years old, man. I think comparing him to what Harden was doing is when Harden was 24, what was he doing? He was 6 man. He's 6 man, right? For the Thunder. I don't know. I don't think that comparison's is fair yet. You come back to me in 3 or 4 years. If we're still doing the same shit, then that's fine. But anyways, back to Ant-Man. I think I'm buying too much Ant-Man hype, but I am more interested in the ceiling and the personality and everything else that comes with him. He is a superstar that you put on your team. Everybody's pumped to have him. But you're seeing it happen in FIBA right now. How many years has Luka been in the league? I think 5. I think it was his 5th year. Anyways, let's keep going. So I have Ant-Man. Then I went to Devin Booker. I feel like this was some Devin Booker disrespect. I feel like taking Ant-Man over. Oh my God, Stan Loves, dude, too high. Ant-Man isn't even the best player on his team yet. Who is? Who's the best player on his team? Mike Conley, Jaden McDaniels? Because I know your ass is going to say Karl Anthony Towns or Rudy Gobert. Stan, what are we doing, Stan? Devin Booker has no place on this list. Devin Booker and Jason Tatum have both been to the same amount of NBA finals. He has led a team to the finals. He did not die in the NBA Finals, like Tatum. I think Devin Booker belongs on this list. And I forget, Devin Booker is only, I think he's only 26, right? Yeah, he's 26 years old. I think Devin Booker can go out there and cook. I think he is. And I really like him. I like Devin Booker. I mean, Devin Booker talks his shit. But I think that's who I would take there. So at number 8, I had Tyrese Halliburton. I want to know, are people spicy about the Halliburton take? Do they think he should not be on this list? Because I think this is where some people got annoyed, that they were like, dude, again, too much hype on Halliburton. But I like it. So overrated. He's very inconsistent. Oh God. Cat led his team to play a game. Oh, that's true. They did win in the victory. They did get the huge W in the playing game. What's this list? I missed it. So I'm doing top 10 NBA players I'd start a team with tomorrow. So that's where I have Devin Booker 7, Hallie 8. I think number 9. You guys don't think so? Halliburton was what, 23 years old? 23 years old. He's somebody who can play off ball. He can play on ball. He can play fast. He can play slow. He's already the best guard on. He's already the best guard on Team USA right now. So who are you? He's 23. Hallie's 23 years old. He's going to be a superstar. So I'm taking Hallie right there. Again, this isn't like I'm taking 32-year-olds. You know, Anthony Davis isn't on this list. Jimmy Butler can't be on this list. But he's a guy who makes those around him better. I think he does a little bit of everything. I'm taking Hallie 8. I got Cade Cunningham 9. I agree with this. He said, I like this list. Cade has to prove it to me, though. I know I'm taking a little bit of a risk here with Cade Cunningham at 9. And I think I listened to too many podcasts this summer. Where people were like, dude, did you see Cade play on the Team USA select team and dominate in the Luka role? And it's true. I bought that hype too much. I think we forgot a little bit about Cade. I think we forgot how good he is. And I think this could be my worst take, though. I'm open to this. Cade Cunningham at 9 could be my worst take because we truly haven't seen him do it yet. And I might just be wrong. Stan says Bam over Halliburton. So Bam is 26 years old, and you want to talk about inconsistent, right? You want to talk about inconsistent, which you just threw up there about Devin Booker. Talk to me about Bam's inconsistencies, right? You, of all people, Stan, I've seen all of your chats. Over the year. No way can you put Bam on this list. And Bam is always going to be in the Defensive Player of the Year conversation, and occasionally he's going to score 20 points. But how many times has he just disappeared for weeks at a time? All right, number 10, Paolo Banchero. Paolo's been doing some crazy shit there, playing the 5 for Team USA. I know the international game is different. Shout out Noah Lyles. But I think Paolo's room to grow is incredible, right? He's only entering his second year. Dude, he was the leading scorer for Team USA in the first game of group play. So I don't know. I'm going with the ceiling that Paolo has. And honestly, the dumbest thing that might happen. The dumbest thing that might happen is Paolo maybe should be higher. Like, I think there's a world where people are taking Paolo over Cade, Halliburton, maybe even Booker, right? Because if he can play anywhere from the 3 to the 5 while also scoring 20 points a game and defending at like a solid clip, I don't know. Paolo could be way up there. I think so. Now I wanted to talk a little bit about, so let's look at the list one more time, right? So number 1, Nikola Jokic. Number 2, Giannis. 3, Luka. 4, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. 5, Tatum. 6, Ant-Man. 7, Devin Booker. 8, Tyrese Halliburton. 9, Cade Cunningham. And 10, Paolo Banchero. Now, I think the biggest omission from this list is maybe the combo of Evan Mobley, and my friend Scotty Barnes. I feel like those are the two that could really stand out as people that were like, how did those guys not make the list? I think what happened I didn't love what I saw from Scotty last year. However, in the role that he's going to be playing with this weird Toronto Raptors team, I can totally see Scotty taking like a massive leap. Let me catch up here too. No Sabonis. No, Sabonis didn't make the list. Where's Ja? I mean, I guess Ja could be considered, but I don't think if I'm starting a franchise, I don't know if Ja's one of the first 10 guys I'm taking. Stan's going back to Bam. He said Bam is the third best center in the NBA and outproduced Tatum in the last 10 NBA final games. Hallie isn't even a top 10 guard. Yeah, there's no part of me that's taken Bam. There's no part of me that's taken Bam. Maddie says, I'm very pumped for, oh wait, did you say Trey? No, Trey didn't make the list. Trey was close though, Josh. So I think, Evan Mobley, Scotty Barnes, and Trey Young. I went back and forth with Trey. The thing with Trey is that it seems like nobody likes playing basketball with him, including his teammates. We've talked about the Kevin Huerter comments before. So I don't know if I want to start a team with Trey, but he should be considered, I think. Chet Holmgren, I'm like including in the rookie class. Haven't seen anything. Maddie says, I'm very pumped for K, but I would have Paolo. Yeah, I think so. Is that the biggest thing that sticks out to everybody but Stan? Is it that Paolo should maybe be 8 or 9? And I know Boston Base was out on my Devin Booker take, but I think Devin Booker belongs on this list. But I am most interested in people's thoughts on Halliburton. I thought Halliburton's one. I thought that take was going to be the spiciest. Do people think the Halliburton one is really, really bad? I kind of liked it. I liked it, but hell, I'll take Fox over Halliburton. You know why you would? Because you were the one who had the biggest boner when it came to that trade for Sacramento, right? You were just like, dude, Halliburton is so overrated. Fox is your bonus, right? So yeah, I know. I get it. I think Fox. How old is Aaron Fox? He's 26. I guess I didn't want anyone that had done a rug pull on my list, right? Because I think that is a problem, right? If you're doing rug pulls, how can you run a team? Fox is 25. Yeah, maybe Fox should be considered. Maybe Fox was overlooked right there. Maybe that's what I did. I overlooked that one. Top Shot Tesla is very out on Luka. Okay, anybody that pounds the ball that much can't be on the list. Yeah, maybe. Maybe that's true. I still want to start my teams with Luka Magic. And you know what? Because I'm the boss, I'm going to do a Luka drop right now because I can do whatever I like. Luka Magic. Wow. Did that video get super choppy for you guys or was that on my end? It was like that video was on acid. Anyways. Hallie's going to get lost in Indy, though. Great talent. Yeah, I was listening to the Hoop Collective, and they were saying that they only have one. They would only have one national television game. So you're right. He probably is going to get lost. I think that's the best case against Halliburton. But you know what? I'm not about the national media hype. Okay, I'm talking about starting my own NBA organization today. All right, we're going to do one more break, and then we'll wrap up here so we can all go watch Canada. Oh, I forgot where my ad reads are. Bang. Let's do some underdog ad read because your boy hit a 3-teamer. Shout out We the People. Today's NBA bit is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy Sports. Whether you're drafting Luka first overall in best ball or fading Wemby blocks in the pick'ems, Underdog is where you'll find Team Hold. Sign up today at UnderdogFantasy.com or just click the link in the description to get started. And by signing up using promo code HOLD, HOLD, you will get a 100% deposit bonus match up to $100. That's a free honey. So sign up today using promo code HOLD, HOLD, and get started at UnderdogFantasy.com. Ad reads. How long have I been back? That was crazy. The videos on my end are wild. Are you guys hosting Canada? No, you can go watch on No Dunks, though. I'm not going to host today. I just want to watch a little hoopy hoops, you know? But yeah, we will be back. I think I'm going to do an NBA bit. We'll see. I'm not going to announce it yet. Might do a show tomorrow morning. Otherwise, we'll be back Thursday. You do any NFL best ball? Not only, yes, Orion, I do so much NFL best ball. I think I'm like 90 drafts. No, I'm like 110 drafts in right now. I got to get out 40 more before the end of, before the season starts, before BBM fills, baby. But we're going to try to do a double draft later this week where we do an NFL draft and an NBA draft. Also, if you are in the NFL Fantasy League that we're doing for Team Hold, make sure you pay me and go check out the Discord so you can get caught up and join your league. Yeah, it's a free hunt, baby. Free hunt. All right. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. Yes, I did see Ronald Acuna go ham last night. Shout out Atlanta and Colorado. But hope you guys have a great rest of the day. Appreciate you all being here this morning. Go Canada, go USA, go international basketball. There's only one world champ, and it's the world. It's not the NBA. That's what we learned today. We will see you tomorrow.